I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. This really should be called the AtGames Legends Connect Contest Show, because I'm one of the 5 contestants in the very first Legends Connect contest, where AtGames is issuing a Connect board, which I'm going to show you right over here. And this board is basically trying to be something like a Raspberry Pi. It's more of a project board, where you get a basic board, there's some licensed games on here, but you basically build your project around it. Now, my friend Steven on the Retro Buzz show had an idea that someone should build a handheld. Of course, once that was put out there, a lot of people came to me and said, Glenn, you got to do it, you got to do it. Because I've had a few projects where I've made, for a time, the smallest tiny arcade with a Raspberry Pi built into it that was ever done. Of course, now it's been made smaller and the virtual MMUs and the Dreamcast. But for a while, I had the smallest in the world, the real arcade machines. And I do like working on those small little projects and something that hasn't been done before. So I thought to myself, well, this is supposed to be a retro console and, you know, playing retro games. So I thought, what kind of handheld would I want to do? And of course, for me, the most iconic handhelds are these Coleco mini tables, or mini tabletops. Now, this is a tabletop, but back in the day, in '82, this could also be considered a complete handheld. I mean, you took this in the car, ran on batteries, you held it like this, you played the game wherever you could, nice VFD screen, and it's just such an iconic design. I said, you know what? This is what I want to kind of do. I want to do something along this lines in this particular build. So what did I come up with? I would like to introduce you to the Legends Connect Megatron. Yes, Megatron, because this is a transforming device, which we'll get into more in this video. But this is the basic build, the basic design, and it is very closely modeled after the Coleco. It had to be made a little bit larger because the Connect board is about the size of 2 Raspberry Pi 3s put together. But to give you some basic ideas of what we did so far, we have a horizontal screen in here, but it is interchangeable with other screens, which we'll get into in the video. We have a wireless 2.4 gigahertz SNES clone controller here, very inexpensive. And the beautiful thing about this controller is it is removable, but also supports 2 players. So you can have 2 separate wireless controllers connected. You can leave this one in the machine to play it like you want to play it, you know, like this, or you can pull it out, put it on the table. Now, we also included a left and right flippers for pinball, because of course you can do pinball on here, and we have our ball button to launch our ball for pinball. Now, on the back of the unit, we have some controls back here. Now, since this is a Megatron unit, we're going to have sound wave, obviously, for your volume control, which you have back here with 2 buttons for up and down in the volume. We have a USB back here for putting in, you know, USB sticks, other controls if you want to do something along those lines. It's the USB 2.0 port on the Connect. There is one 2.0 port and one 3.0 port. We also have external HDMI, so you can, of course, play it on your internal screen, but you can also simultaneously have it on a TV set, or if you want to put it on the outside, maybe do some recording like Cool Toy or Steve would like to do with theirs. Of course, we have our battery indicator right here, which is, of course, our Energon level. This runs on 12 volts, not 5 volts, so that was a little bit more of a challenge. Now, the 12-volt battery pack I got in here was also not expensive. It was pretty inexpensive. So far, I'm getting it on 5 hours before I don't have time to check anymore. So I'm going to try and do a longer test and see how long we're getting out of this. But I would say 5 hours is a pretty good estimate playing the games with a wireless controller on here, at least with a built-in screen that's here. And of course, we have our power switch and our power input, which is, again, 12 volts. Now, the other beautiful thing about this is, for the most part, just about everything is 3D printed. So if you have a 3D printer, your cost is just going to be the filament. Now, if you don't have a 3D printer, I will have it up on Thingiverse. And on Thingiverse, you can have them printed for you. So you don't have to actually have to have, you know, a 3D printer to do this. But in any case, let's see what this little guy can do and how it transforms. Let's go. Okay, one of the things I wanted to point out is this is a handheld portable unit.
Say what?
I know in today's standards this would be considered humongous, but this is supposed to be a classic console, 1982. So here's my new one, and here's the Coleco one. So it's bigger, but not incredibly so. It just had to be able to fit the board. But this sit very well in your hands when you played it, as well as this does. I mean, the weight is not bad at all. It feels very solid. And the way the machine is contoured sits very, very well in your hands when you hold it, with the controls right here, or even for the pinball. But again, it is a larger unit, but it is still considered a handheld or tabletop, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to show you it does work well as a handheld. So this does have some built-in games, and one of my favorite games is the Neo Geo Neo Drift Out, which is on here, as a matter of fact. So we're going to launch that up and start it. So let's connect it right here. And while it's loading, all the decals that were done on here, believe it or not, just went to Staples and bought literally shipping labels. Just a large sheet of shipping labels and printed on that with a color printer, and then just put a clear protective sheet on it. So very inexpensive. And the screen, you can see, is very, very crisp and clear built in. And of course, you can still put on an external TV set if you wanted to. But Megatron says he wants to play it like this, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you me playing some Neo Drift Out. Put in our quarters. Pick our car. Not too shabby. And again, the weight is not too bad. Power supply has been very, very good.
Beware.
So you can see here, this is the initial unit that you can build. Very basic design. It has the one wireless SNES controller in here, but it does support two. So this would be player one that's built into the unit, and the second player could be sitting outside or using the external HDMI for your television. The first controller is obviously mapped as player one. The second controller is mapped as player two. And again, that yellow tab you see there on the front is just a piece of tape I put there for now to let you easily pull out the controller as you need it. I'm going to redesign that so it'll be like an ejection mechanism. But to build this basic unit here, minus the Connect board, which is not included in any of these build prices from what I understand, the parts alone is about $135, and just some of your time to print the actual machine. And now all the ports you see on the back there, since this is a prototype, I had to basically file them out and cut them out by hand because I really didn't know where everything was going to go. So a future revision on Thingiverse, when I post these, will have all those ports pre-designed to be printed with their openings as you see there.
Decepticons, transform!
Okay, so here is again just the basic build that you saw just a moment ago, but I have included a optical USB mouse and a couple of momentary switches, very inexpensive. The price of this one is about $154, again not including the Connect board, but the optical mouse works really, really well. It's very, very smooth, as you can see here, and you can add as many buttons as you want. I decided to make control panels for certain types of games. Here we see Missile Command. Now, what trackball game would be incomplete without playing Marble Madness? I know that Steven, the Tech Buzz's favorite game, and it's definitely one game I enjoy as well. And the optical mouse is really all that you need here to make this work.
Decepticons, transform!
Now you can see here, we still have everything the same, except it's a 3D printed vertical screen mount. It's the only thing we changed here. So you can use one screen and swap between a horizontal and vertical, or in my case, just to make it easier for myself, I bought two screens and put one screen in each just for easy transport between the two. But again, there's some games you want to play in a vertical format. We're going to take a look at Centipede, which is a game you definitely want to play in this form factor. It's not necessary, but it's how the original game was played. And it's nice to have the option to whether you want your screen to be horizontal or vertical.
Decepticons, transform!
Now I couldn't resist putting a spinner in, and this is my new Glen's Retro Show micro spinner, which is USB only and the size of a standard push button, and actually includes the two push buttons you see here. The price is about $49, so the price for this basic build now would be $184, including everything in the previous machine, but instead of the trackball, it's the spinner, and it works very well with Arkanoid and any other type spinner games.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Entering sector 1.2. Entering sector 1.3. Decepticons, transform!
Another attachment is a 3D printed steering wheel for the AtGames Legends Connect. Just going to simply slide it right on top of the spinner. That's all you need to do. Okay, we have our dual sticks here. I'm going to go over and launch CoinOPS. I do have a USB drive here with CoinOPS in it. So let's start that up here. CoinOPS X. Launch that. Okay, so we have our really nice CoinOPS menu here. I'm going to go down to the C's. Since I have two joysticks, I want to start playing some Crazy Climber, because that's one of my favorite games. Just gotta find good old Crazy Climber. There we go, some Crazy Climber. Now Crazy Climber is like Robotron and a couple other games actually use two joysticks. In this particular game, one joystick's your left arm and one's your right arm. So let's try it out. Okay, so let's try out some Crazy Climber. Go put in some coins. And let's start it up. We have our two joysticks, one for each arm. Oh no! I got pooped on. Oh. And you gotta play some Smash TV. Again, another game ideal for two joysticks.
Bingo! Yeah! Bingo!
This is the only way to play these type of games, is to have two controllers connected. And man, it is fun.
Bingo! Yeah! Good luck! You'll need it!
Okay guys, sorry about the really bad viewing angle here. This is the best I could do. The holidays are coming up. I have a lot of things being moved around the house. I don't have this small area to work in. I'm a ViewSonic monitor here. I put in a vertical way because on my Legends Connect Megatron here, I have it also set to the vertical display because we're going to do some virtual pinball. So the one set of controls that are built into this unit are pinball. I have a left flipper right here. There is the button here to launch the ball. And if I turn a little bit here, you can see the red button for the right flipper. Now, being honest here, there is an Ethernet cable going into the back. Playing pinball or any streaming game over Wi-Fi, at least in my household, I have too many things in here that it's not going to play well. But I did make it so I can connect an Ethernet cable to the device. I'm going to make it simpler in future versions. But on this one, I'm just running a cable to the connector and out through the back for right now. But the device does work on Wi-Fi. You can do lots of things on Wi-Fi. But in my household, Wi-Fi is at a premium. Just too many devices on it. So, with that being said, I'm using my Robotron 2084 controller here. So we have the Player 1 joystick, Player 2 joystick. So I do have the buttons here for the pinball. I was going to put the buttons on here for the tilt, try and push the unit, but you can use the joystick anyway. So you can use the joystick to nudge the table up, left and right. So when you're playing it, you can actually hit it with your thumb just really easy. So, or if I have the NES pad down here, it's even easier. So I decided not to put it in this version. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future. But in any case, let's go over to build your own games, or bring your own games. And I'm going to go down here to the Pinball X down over here. And this is actually the pinball way it's set up. But this is my A button. This is my C button for Player 1 A, Player 2 C, and that's the B button on Player 1 to launch your ball. So let's pick it, and we'll go down. We're going to pick a good game in here. Let's see what we can do. We're going to pick the vertical Leprechaun, because that's a really fun game. And we get a little disclaimer here about you only have a couple days to constantly use it. If you don't, it's going to delete the files, but that's okay, because I have them on there right now. So again, this is running on battery power at the moment, but you can plug it in. If you're sitting here, you might as well plug it in and let the battery charge. And I'm still not sure fully how many hours of battery life I'm getting. At least 5 minimum I'm getting. So you can see we have the vertical external HDMI here, and we also have, of course, your vertical screen on your Megatron Legends Connect. So we're going to start a game here. I haven't played this too much. I've been too busy building, but let's give it a shot. Again, you have our 2 flipper buttons here, our ball launch, and we can tilt, kind of tap the table in different directions here when you play. So let's start it up. Okay, so I'm going to hit my button here to launch my ball. And of course, the longer you hold it, the longer the ball will go. And there we go. Ooh! Oh, I should have tilted. You can see I can tilt the table. I can tilt the table. You can see right here it's shaking it. I lost the ball, but that's okay. You can kind of see you can hit the table when you're playing it. Of course, I tilted it again. I won't do it this time. We'll try a regular launch. If the game's not over, that is. Trying to make it so you guys can kind of see that the flippers work with my hands out in the way. I'm not sure if I have another ball. Let's see. It could be game over.
Wow, that's a high score.
That's a really bad high score. But you can see that it does work. You can play it on here, I guess over Wi-Fi if it's really good. But in my experience, in my household, you really have to be connected over Ethernet to play the pinball. I'm going to do it one more time because that's just kind of fun. So let's just start up here again.
Bye-bye for now. See you later, okay, bud? Welcome to the land of the reefer.
Oh, God, I really stink at pinball too? Is there any game I'm good at?
Score upgrade available. It's beautiful.
Oh, tilt.
Player 2.
Well, hi everybody. I'm here outside. Megatron wanted to show one last mode of the well, the Megatron build I did here for the Legends Connect. So I'm actually outside, and as you can see, it is snowing. But I'm here. You know, it is a portable unit. So I'll turn this light off for a second. So you can see that it is a portable unit, and we're able to see what's going on here. But Megatron, why don't you show why I'm actually outside with this right now?
Constructicons merge for the kill! Devastated.
That's right, people. We have the screen here, and we've also got built in the Devastator laser projector built right in. So you could be outside and you could play some Donkey Kong right on the house. As you can see, there it is outside. So we'll go inside for a second so you can see this a little bit better. But I had to show you that you can not only have a portable unit here with your Legends Connect and play anywhere you want with the built-in screen, wireless controller, trackball, spinner, steering wheel, dual joysticks on your external television. But why not also go one step further and do a projector built right in? Look at that. Let's do the Donkey Kong. And we are definitely outside. See that snow coming down? See if I can do a little gaming here. Of course, you might want to put it on a table to keep it more level, but that's not the point. The point is, Devastator is built right in. Okay, here is the final form of the Legends Connect Megatron with the Devastator video projector attachment. You can have this again running with your internal horizontal or vertical screen. It supports two 2.4 gigahertz wireless controllers. I have one here. These are removable. This can actually pull right out and you can use it in your hand, and it supports a second player. We have, of course, the dual joystick mode. We have the spinner mode. We have the steering wheel mode. We also have the trackball mode. We support video pinball with the buttons on the side for launching, and 2 buttons. And of course you have your tilting for that. But the big thing is this video projector right here. Again, it's still portable. As big as this thing is, it still feels pretty good in the hand.
That's what she said.
To hold it. The weight seems to be distributed pretty well in the way this came out. So you can actually play like this. Of course, it's huge.
That's what she said.
Probably don't want to do that, but it's totally handheld. Runs on a battery. The battery, I'm getting roughly 5 hours out of it, which is pretty good. And if we turn around to the back, you can see the screen goes away. But we have back here, we have our Devastator digital light projecting beam right here, which is now, of course, going on my hand. We have our volume up, volume down, external HDMI, the external USB port for adding your own games, our energon level. I'm still at 4 bars of energon level, our on-off switch, and 12 volt. So that is the final form here, and I'm going to play it one more time here inside without the snow. So let's see how this comes out. I'm going to start the game, put in my quarter, there we go. Now my volume down low, and there is an internal speaker, which I have to mount the speaker in a little bit better spot. I don't know if you can even hear it. But the speaker's a little bit bigger than I had planned for. So I couldn't put it where I wanted to on the side over here. So you can play it like this. Or if you wanted to, like I said, the controller is removable. I'm going to change how this comes out. But for right now, if you simply grab this little tab here and pull up, you see your controller comes right out. And now I can play a little bit easier, playing it this way if I wanted to. So you have a screen pretty much anywhere you want to go, not only internal, but external. Now I'm going to turn on some lights just so you can see what the unit looks like. So you can see I cut the kitchen light on. You can still see the screen very well back there. You can see the screen here, and also make out some of the Legends machine.
You see, even Earth's mightiest warriors cannot stop us. Soon, then others, one after the next, until Earth is ours. Victory is near. I want to savor this moment.
All right, well that concludes my submission to the Legends Connect contest with my Megatron transformer here. We're seeing it here in its full transformed glory. We have our 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller here. It supports 2, and that is removable in here as well. We support the horizontal and vertical screen. We have our pinball controls built in. We have an option for a spinner for games like Arkanoid, Breakout, Warlords. You can also add a steering wheel for Outrun, Pole Position, and other driving games. You can add a trackball for Centipede, Missile Command, Marble Madness, games along those lines, Crystal Castles. And of course, you can add dual joysticks for games like Crazy Climber, Robotron, Battlezone plays really well on here. And then of course, you can add the ultimate for the Megatron Devastator connector piece, which you can add a digital light projector on it. Now all of these I am going to put up on Thingiverse. Now this is the prototype. As I built it, there's a lot of things I do want to change to make it even easier and simpler. But you can start with the basic unit, not add the projector. That was just me being, well, me. But even with the projector, it was under $300. Without the projector, I'm going to go over the cost again. I want to say it was around $100 for everything in there. But it was an interesting build. I do like working on these projects. And, well, I hope you people enjoyed my submission. And, well, vote for me. So I want to thank you once again. And remember, game on.
I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over. I am Megatron!
Glen at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.